Hey, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome back. Welcome back to the Dr. Jeff Show. Let me tell you how much I missed you all. I took the month of July off and to do some reflection, some working out, and just, finding time to reflect, rejuvenate, rejoice, and all of that. But I am so glad to have you back. So glad to be back with you. So, if you're viewing with us through LinkedIn or YouTube Live or Facebook Live, go ahead and share this with somebody. Let them know that we're back. Dr. Jeff Show, Dr. Jeff Experience is back. And in the meantime, while we're doing this, we're going to see if we can get this to the point where if you're on Facebook, you can um, go ahead and comment. Um, we're going to be talking about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is the healing power of laughter. So, again, go ahead and share with somebody, share this, um, hit the like button. Uh, I'm going to try to do some technical stuff right here, real quick, because for some reason, I'm able to comment through Facebook. So I want to make sure that we get that done. So yeah, tell me what's going on, where you've been, what's been going on with you. I want to hear what's been happening. For my folks back in Jersey, I want to send sincere condolences out to the Corsi family, someone who is near and dear to myself and my family. We've worked together in so many things. We have man, through political, through man, it's been so many things that we've done together. We've used to go fishing together. We had mutual friends. Um, it was just sad to see such a great servant, a great leader, a great person. But to God be the glory. We know that he rests well right now, and he has definitely fought a good fight. He has definitely led the charge in so many ways. So rest on, my brother. You have done well. You have fought the fight, and God bless you, my friend. We'll know that we'll see you again. And you have definitely set the standard on what real service looks like. So again, we're going to be talking about the healing power of laughter. So if you're watching with us through Facebook, go ahead and just enter your comments, and we'll just try to maneuver it the best way we can. But in the meantime, I want to get started. I'm going to get started again. If you're trying to comment through Facebook, I'm not really sure what's going on, but we're going to get this straight. We're going to get this straight. And no, it doesn't look like it. We'll get it straight. We'll get it straight. We'll get it straight. We will get it straight. Modern technology. Glad to be back, but I tell you, sometimes this technology drives me crazy. So, yeah, the physical and spiritual benefits of laughter. Hit me up. Let me know where you are viewing us from. Let me know if you have any questions in advance, any statements you want to chime in about um, the healing power of laughter and how laughter has helped you in life? Go ahead and chime in and let me know how it has done well for you. I want to know about how you and laughter get along. So let me start off by talking to you about the fact that life will test you. I don't know about you, but I have been tested. Life has tested me in so many ways. And um, sometimes you have to laugh to keep from losing it. Sometimes you have to laugh to keep from losing your mind. Laughter is a great thing. Laughter, as you will see, has a lot to do with how you function in life physically. Okay. Um, in the Bible, in Proverbs 17 and 22, it even states that a merry heart doeth good like medicine. A merry heart doeth good like medicine. And, as I studied this, it's so good to see that in the Bible, it talks about uh, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine, because there, as you're going to see, there is a lot of study with neurology and faith, and how we blend the two through something called neurotheology. It affects us in a positive way. Let me just get into this a little bit. Um, it, 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 the- what I want to say is laughter is scientifically proven to reduce stress hormones and improve heart health, and how faith ties into all of this. And you'll understand what's behind Proverbs 17 and 22, where it says, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine. Neurology and faith, they intersect in the scientific field called neurotheology. Now, that may be new to some of you, or to a lot of you intellectuals. You may know about this. Neurotheology studies the biological processes behind spiritual experiences and the impact of religious faith on the brain. It demonstrates that religious beliefs and practices are intertwined with brain activity in areas like the frontal lobe and the limbic system. Now, this is going to get a little deep, but we're going to come back. Um, don't worry. I don't want to throw you off. But while it is not a search for a God module, neurotheology uses neuroimaging and other tools to understand how faith influences the brain's reward, pleasure, and attentional networks, and how brain health can be positively impacted by faith associated optimism and social support. I'm sure you've seen many documentaries and many accounts where doctors doing surgery or just small procedures have found that those who prayed before, during, or after, and even now some of the doctors um, are praying during procedures, because they have found that through neurotheology, the brain can be positively impacted by faith associated optimism and social support. Get this, neurotheology, the science is basically the science of religious experience. The definition for neurotheology is it is an interdisciplinary field combining neuroscience and theology to explore the brain's role in spiritual and religious phenomena. Um, let's talk more about this brain activity. Studies show that intense concentration during religious practices like meditation or prayer, it activates the frontal lobes. Feelings of spiritual experiences experience are also correlated with activity in pleasure and reward processing areas like the nucleus or the accumbens and the ventral medial prefrontal cortex. Now, all of this may seem very deep, but have you ever been in a situation where you find yourself after laughter, you start feeling good about yourself, or a lot of stress has decreased because of laughter, because you found something funny, and it was like, wow, this is really deep. I'm starting to feel good after a good hearty laugh. Well, that's exactly what is being said in Proverbs 17:22, where it says, "Merry heart doeth good like a medicine." So let's go a little further into this if we can. Um, I can share so many stories about navigating family and stress through caregiving. At one point, my wife and I, we took care of my mom and my aunt Doris at the same time in the same house, along with our children and everything else that was going on. And I can tell you, as stressful as it was, there were times when these conversations between these two, um, it just blew us away. I remember this one conversation where my aunt Doris heard something on TV about uh, a car, and my mom, I think, said, "No, that's an automobile." And they went back and forth about the car and the automobile, and this conversation was hilarious. And I thought to myself, "Wow, look at this! This is how you navigate family and caregiving stress through humor." Okay, I don't know if you've ever experienced that. Go ahead and put it in the chat. I want to hear about it. Um, yeah, laughter laughter lifts my spirits and satisfies my soul. Laughter causes a release of dopamine, which contributes to the feeling of well being. That's my nurse wife who gets in here. Hey, Sharon, good evening. Okay. Yes, Dr. Jeff, when I get together with my sisters and friends, it's amazing. Laughter is therapy. Absolutely. Here, let's get right into this. Um, Laughter, okay, let's deal with this. Laughter does the body good. But one thing I want you to know is this. I want you to realize that laughter is not weakness, but laughter is actually survival. Okay? Let me give you some of these health benefits of laughter. Laughter deals with mental and emotional health benefits. Okay? Laughter gives us stress relief. Laughter lowers cortisol, which is the stress hormone. It lowers cortisol levels and induces a sense of relaxation. Laughter is a mood booster. Laughter triggers the release of endorphins, our body's natural feel good chemicals. Another one. Now, we deal with neurotheology. I want to deal with this thing called endorphins for a minute, okay? Because this stuff is incredible. Um, the function of endorphins. Endorphins are primarily responsible for reducing pain and producing feelings of pleasure, euphoria, and well-being. Get this. This is going to trip you out. Endorphins are released in response to various stimuli, including exercise. So a lot of times I know when I go to the gym, I go to the gym a couple times a week, and I feel great. When I don't go to the gym, I'm depressed. I got to get to the gym. I got to work out hard, do some cardio, lift some heavy weights. They release endorphins. Laughter releases endorphins. Eating chocolate reduces endorphins. Sexual activity releases endorphins. So there's a lot of benefits to laughter. And one thing you should know, if you're going to be around me, you're going to laugh. So you're going to feel good. The name endorphin, let me tell you about the name endorphin. It is derived from the words endogenous, meaning within the body, and morphine, believe it or not, which is an opioid drug. Now, endorphins are similar in structure to morphine, but they aren't as powerful. They're much weaker and have a shorter duration of action. So these endorphins are like having morphine in the body. Okay. Some studies suggest that endorphins may also play a role in regulating mood, memory, and appetite. So you want to lose weight? Laugh. Find something to laugh at. There's plenty of things out there to laugh at. And God knows right now, with everything that's going on in our nation and in our world, we need something to laugh at. We need to laugh. We need to find something that makes us laugh. We need to find some people that makes us laugh. Lily was talking about her family. Yeah, boy, let me tell you, there's never a moment. And Lily, living with Karen, there's always going to be some laughter in this house. We can find things to laugh at. I got some stories to tell, but I don't want to get in trouble. Laughter reduces anxiety and depression. Regular laughter has been linked to mood and decreased symptoms of anxiety and depression. Okay. Um, Laughter also improves resilience. People who can laugh through challenges, they tend to be more emotionally resilient. Have you ever seen some folks that you just think are silly and they never seem to be stressed out? I envy folks like that. Matter of fact, I used to be like that. Stress didn't get to me. And let me just give you a personal story. Um, I never forget that stress put me into the hospital. Stress put me in the hospital, and I never forget being in the hospital, laid up, thinking to myself, how in the world did I get to this? And I would lay back and just start thinking and rewinding the tape. And I would just laugh to myself. And I was thinking, you know what? I lost my laugh. I lost my laugh. And this is going to go back to what I said about Proverbs 17 and 22. I thought that once I started teaching and preaching and got saved and all of that, I had to be real serious because there were some older folks that, would say, hey, we don't do all this laughing. It used to be, so stuffy. Church sometimes was so stuffy, and it was almost like, man, what is all of this? I'm sure that God loves those who laugh. I mean, and then when I started reading, I said, okay, well, the Bible talks about laughter and cheerful heart and all this. And I started thinking, you know what? I'm going to get my laugh back. And I started praying. And one of my main prayers was, Lord, give me back my laugh. Give me back my laugh. And you know what? God did. God restored my laugh. And um, I'm reading a book right now called Let Them by, what is her name? I forgot her name. I'll get it for you. And I'll put it in the chat. Um, but let me tell you, I got to the point where I can't say what I want to say, but I basically said, I don't give a blank what people think about me any longer. Okay? I don't care. I don't care what people think. I'm going to do what makes me happy. And at the same time, what pleases God. And when I started taking that attitude, man, things just started happening. Things started happening. Things started happening. Reduced anxiety, reduced depression. And anytime I feel myself slipping into depression, I start thinking, why am I really caring about this? Why am I really worrying about what somebody is thinking about me, or what somebody, or me trying to please somebody, or any of that kind of stuff? What is wrong with me? Oh, the name of the book is called The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Let me put that in the chat. Um, the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. And if you get a chance, go and check her out on YouTube. I listen to a lot of her podcasts. Just great throughout the day to get some inspiration. Yeah, stress has been linked to diabetes and other illnesses. Absolutely, Lily. Absolutely. Matter of fact,
Sharon.
Oh, Sharon, I'm sorry. Sharon, absolutely. Um, Let me get into that. Okay. Laughter has physical and health benefits, just as Sharon was talking about. It boosts immunity. Laughter increases immune cells and infection fighting antibodies, and it improves your resistance to illness. How crazy is that? I'm telling you, man, this whole thing that God has made the body is, it's an amazing thing. There's another book that's called The Body Heals Itself. And that's a great book to read. It talks just about the things that I'm talking about right now. It boosts immunity. It's also dealing with heart health. Laughter improves the function of blood vessels and increases blood flow, which can help protect against cardiovascular problems. So, again, we heard what it was said in Proverbs 17:22. Let me repeat what it says. It says, a merry heart doeth good like medicine. But then when you go on, it also says, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. So we're back dealing with this whole neurotheology thing. I mean, I'm telling you, man, this is deep, man. This is deep. Laughter improves the function of blood vessels and increases blood flow. It also is a pain reduction. Laughter triggers the release of natural painkillers, offering short-term relief. So you ought to get out there and laugh, okay? Also, it is muscle relaxation. Laughter is a muscle relaxer. It relaxes the whole body and relieves physical tension for up to 45 minutes. Have you ever been somewhere and you're out with your friends, your girls, your buddies, your guys, and you are getting to just something real funny and y'all out there laughing? You don't feel no pain, you don't feel no stress, nothing. Well, here's why. Here's why. Okay. Um, it's a pain reduction, muscle relaxation. It also deals with respiratory and internal health. Okay, laughter, it improves breathing. Deep laughter clears the lungs of residual air and increases oxygen intake. Man, let me tell you, I'm talking about deep laughter. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there right now that can provide some laughter for you. Some of the stuff out there right now is so crazy. Ooh, I want to say so much. You know me. Um, I can be silly, but I also have to be tasteful. Um, oh gosh, just give me a moment. I'm gonna think of a way to bring some of this stuff out and share with you, so we can share some laughs tonight. Okay, so it has respiratory and internal health. Also, it stimulates organs. Laughter enhances your intake of oxygen rich air. It stimulates your hearts, your lungs, and your muscles. Let me just go ahead and spit it out. I've been to some restaurants sometimes and I've seen some things happen. And whoo, I mean, I've seen people wolfing down food real quick, or um, I've seen kids playing with food. I mean, just I find humor in everything. Okay. So it has respiratory and internal health. It also has social benefits. Laughter strengthens relationships. Shared laughter fosters emotional connection and improves group bonding. I'm thinking of a time where I think my wife and I were coming back from DC. She's gonna kill me on this, but we were coming back from DC. We were coming back from the homecoming, from house homecoming. And man, I was driving and listening to some music, and man, everything was just, we were just vibing. And there was this clear land, and I smelled something, and I was like, what is that smell? And I kept looking over to see, like, did we drive past like a pig farm or something? Cause oh my God, it was it was rank. And I rolled down the window, but it seemed like the wind was blowing it around the car, and it was like I was gagging, like, oh God, what is this? And Karen, little quiet Karen, was just sitting there looking forward. And I'm like, do you smell that? Did, did we pass? What is it? It must be some waste area around here. I mean, it just got worse and worse and worse. And finally, she turned red as a beet. And I was like, oh my God, that was you. What did you eat? And I'm tearing up now. Man, we laughed for another 4 hours about that. Even to this day, I can hear her laughing. She's listening. I can hear her laughing. I think about that sometimes, and boy, oh boy, whew, and that's just one of the things. So it strengthens relationships. Laughter also enhances communication. It also enhances communication. Humor can diffuse tension. It can resolve conflict and enhance teamwork. I know I utilize this so much throughout my life. That's one of my defense mechanisms, is to diffuse tension with humor. Um, I'll give a look at somebody, and they can see that, oh man, this guy, he's not going to be serious about this, when they want to go off on you. So it resolves conflict, and it enhances teamwork. Um, it increases attractiveness. People are drawn to those who can make them laugh. That's why you're looking at me right now. That's why you're tuning into the Dr. Jeff Experience, because people are drawn to those who can make them laugh. But it also builds trust and likability. Um, so, yeah, all of those things have to do with good health and laughter. Humor, I have found, is a healing tool. Life is full of moments where crying seems like the only option, but choosing to laugh can shift your spirit. I love watching the news, but lately I've had to turn from it and kind of detox from it because there's so much sadness that it brings me to tears, man. You know, the starving of children and humans over in Gaza and Ukraine and some of the other places. Um, that's sad. That's sad. And if you continue to watch that kind of stuff, it will bring you down and cause stress. So choosing to laugh can shift your spirit. Okay. Um, as a pastor, law enforcement officer, and a caregiver, I've had to utilize humor to have a balancing act to make sure that I just didn't stress out and lose myself in the process of all of that. And yes, I use humor as a pastor. I use laughter as a law enforcement officer for sure, and a caregiver. Um, I had to remember again. I'm going back to religion. I didn't say faith, religion. I can remember laughing at this one older pastor that told me that men don't cross their legs in the pulpit. Uh, Men shouldn't chew gum in church. I mean, I've heard some of the weirdest things, and it had nothing to do with godliness at all. And I would just laugh at some of the stuff that was going on. People trying to be real deep and spiritual in reading in church, and it's like, why are you doing this? This is not how you talk. It's not how you speak. Um, One of the things we got to learn is that laughing isn't ignoring the problem. A lot of times people think that, oh, he's so silly or she's so silly, and they need to pay more attention to the problem. And laughter is not ignoring the problem. Laughter is actually strengthening yourself to handle the problem, whatever it may be. Sometimes, like I said, you got to laugh to get through the sadness. And sometimes laughter will help you do that. It'll strengthen you. As a matter of fact, if you're watching me right now, you're listening to me right now, just take a moment and say to yourself, stop being so serious all the time. Go ahead, say it. Stop being so serious all the time. Okay. I say that to me, and man, let me stop being so daggone serious. Again, get that book, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. I can't put it down. It's all about this and wanting to please people and worrying about what people think about you or how you're going to say something. Do what you're going to do. I'm not saying be ignorant, but let them think bad about you. Let them think what they want to think. Don't live to please people. Have a good time. Laugh. Okay. Um, make sure you have permission to laugh again. Many people feel guilty laughing in the middle of challenges. I told you I was feeling guilty about laughing, and I thought that I had to be so tense, tight, and touchy. And I realized that tense, tight, and touchy will kill you. And I prayed, Lord, give me back my laugh. And I stopped feeling guilty about laughing in the middle of challenges. And I want you to know that God designed joy as part of our healing process. Okay. God designed joy as a part of our healing process. God doesn't want us to be all triple T, tense, tight, and touchy. Go ahead and put that in the chat. Go ahead and tweet that to somebody, or text somebody and tell them, don't be tense, tight, and touchy. Don't be tense, tight, and touchy. Okay, don't be triple T. Don't come to me being tense, tight, and touchy. I need to hear some laughter. I need to hear something joyful. I need to have something uplifting. Okay. Um, you've got to learn how to find humor in chaos, because when you do that, it can be spiritually uplifting. Today, I had to deal with car insurance and how rates had changed in the middle of my policy. And I'm thinking to myself, this is crazy. And as a young lady was trying to explain it to me, it made no sense. And I think she realized that, you know what? The more and more I try to explain this to you, the more and more I even realize it doesn't make much sense. And I stopped her. I said, oh, wait a minute, ma'am. You and I both know this makes no sense. And she stopped for a minute and I heard her chuckle. And I started laughing. I said, it's okay, because you know this makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. And it broke up the tension that was going on. And she was very kind and gracious. I think, had I not invoked some joyfulness into the conversation, I think she was getting ready to be a little testy with me. Um, but invoking that little bit of joyfulness, that little bit of laughter, turned the whole situation around. So I want you to know that joy is not the absence of trouble, but it's actually finding peace and humor despite trouble. Okay. I want you to continue to look for the funny. Uh, Keep a humor journal. Matter of fact, record things that make you laugh so that you can go back to it. Um, I look for things to laugh at. I look for the funny. Okay. Laugh with others. Spend time with people who lift your spirit. God knows, as a police officer, one of my partners was Lionel, and there was not a day that went by that I didn't have a full belly, spirited laugh. Um, it was no way I could stress out working around some of the guys that I worked with and dealing with some of the things that we dealt with too. I always found joy in it. I always found something to laugh at. Um, Watch comedy. One of my favorite stations on XM radio is Kevin Hart, the Laugh Station. I listen to that throughout the day. Sometimes I turn it off because it gets a little raunchy, but I listen to those clips coming on, and I start laughing throughout the doggone car ride. Share funny videos. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there on Instagram and Facebook and all of the social media sites that you can share with somebody, or go to comedy clubs. Go see your favorite comedian, or go see some comedian. Um, we just got finished going to see Ali Sadiq. Oh man, that guy, great storyteller. Great storyteller. As a matter of fact, I used to do comedy. Um, Fun fact: I was on stage at um, Caroline's Comedy Club on Broadway. Thank you, thank you. And yes, I performed on Broadway and a couple other places in New York. But watch comedy. Let me tell you, and don't judge me, but sometimes I watch this show called Family Guy. Have you guys ever seen that, Family Guy? And then I watch oh, what is the name of that thing with Kenny and all those little minions? Ooh, they were just on social media because they depicted the president. South Park, South Park, South Park. I don't know if you guys ever watched South Park, but man, I don't know how they get away with some of the things that they get away with. I watch reruns of Saturday Night Live, and man, watching them do performances and try to hold themselves and not break character, that's hilarious in itself. Okay, that is hilarious in itself. So watch comedy, share funny videos, attend laughter-based events. Um, and then there's healing through humor, the spiritual side. As I talked about earlier, this study of neurotheology. Uh, Joy strengthens our faith journey. Joy is something, the song goes, joy is the world can't give it and the world can't take it away. Okay? Can't take away my joy. When you're at your faith institution, whether it's a mosque, a synagogue, masjid, your church, regardless of what denomination you are, there's a certain joy that you feel when, I don't know if you like the new up tempo gospel or hymns or whatever it may be, but man, the music can take you into a place where stress can leave you. It will leave your body. Um, and you ought to know that, even Jesus understood humor. He used parables of wit all throughout the Bible. And laughter breaks the chains of depression. It breaks the chains of grief. It breaks the chains of burnout. Yeah, there it is. Karen, she says, I feel so blessed to have experiences with my sisters and mother that I can look back on whenever I want to laugh. Yeah, you should hear these. Man, sometimes I don't even, sometimes I think, like, let me check and see. Is she crying? Because she'll be on the phone with her sisters and her friends and her mom, and they'll be going back in time. I'm like, my God, they are having a ball. And that's a good thing, because when you hear other people laughing, that helps you get get through some things. Okay, it's contagious. See, you ever been somewhere and you sitting at a table, or you in close proximity to some people who are laughing, and then all of a sudden you start laughing and you don't even know what you're laughing at, but they're having such a good time laughing that you end up laughing too, and you don't even know what they're laughing at, but you just start laughing because how they laugh is funny. And you must think, my God, I don't know what it is, but they're having a good time. So um, I want you to understand this key message. Laughter is not ignoring your pain. It's declaring your healing. And that ought to be a mantra for you. Laughter is not ignoring my pain, but it's declaring my healing. You ought to have part of that mantra that says, I will laugh, I will heal, and I will live. I will laugh. Say it with me. I will laugh, I will heal, and I will live. I'm not going to be tense, tight, and touchy. I'm not going to let stuff stress me out. I'm not going to let what's going on in the world stress me out. I will laugh. I will heal. I will live. Okay? That's what I want you to do. I want you to have that mantra. There's things called laughter yoga that's out there. It combines unconditional laughter with yogic type breathing, and it's shown to improve wellness. Just laugh breaks. Incorporating short moments of humor in your daily routine can improve mental clarity and productivity. And here it is. More counselors are now using humor and comedic storytelling as part of therapeutic healing. Listen to me, y'all. I'm telling you, laughter is good for the soul. Proverbs 17:22. A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. I've been on both sides of the fence, and I choose laughter. I choose cheerfulness. I choose godliness. And I choose to laugh through my pain. I choose not to get tense, tight, and touchy. And when I feel it, I'm going to watch something that makes me laugh. God created laughter as a divine coping mechanism. It refreshes the soul and it restores joy. Laughter just isn't fun, but it's functional. I want you to know this: laughter may not cure everything, but it certainly improves everything: your health, your mood, your relationships, your outlook on life. Don't wait for life to get easy before you start laughing. Laugh, and healing will follow. I want you to learn how to laugh, guys. And if you can't learn, if you can't laugh at anything else, here's what I always say: when you get up in the morning, look at the mirror, go into the bathroom or wherever your is, and look at yourself. Just look at yourself and laugh. Yeah, okay. Karen says we upload funny posts all the time on our girls group chat, and it makes my day. Yeah, you know what? Everybody's got a group chat now. Um, don't be so serious in it. Put something funny in there. Share with your group something that you saw. Um, Share with your group something that you heard. You don't know what people are going throughout the day, and that one little moment that you share with people about what you heard or what you saw, it may get them through something that you don't even know they're going through. And especially, here's what I always say: if God put it on your heart, um, go ahead and send it out. I I know that many of you can relate to this. There's been times when God has put somebody on my heart, and it's like, wow, why am I thinking about this person so much? And you say, you know what? I'm gonna call this person, or I'm gonna text them when I get a chance. And you go about your day, and then your day goes about a couple days, and then a couple days goes about your week, and then all of a sudden you see that this person has passed away or has had a horrible um, procedure in the hospital and something like that, and you think to yourself, "Oh man, I wish I would have called. I wish I would have done what God was telling me to do." Listen, laugh, laugh, y'all. Let me say it again. Don't wait for life to get easy before you start laughing. Laugh and watch the healing follow. I'm a witness. I'm a witness. I was in that hospital reeked with pain and taking medicines and all kinds of chemicals in my body. And my prayer was, of course, Lord, heal me. But it was also, um, God, restore my laugh. Bring me, bring back my laugh, please. And God did. God did. And I'm so much better for it. I don't get tense, tight, or touchy too much, Every time I see where things are getting to me, I'm just thinking to myself, why am I letting this get to me? Learn how to say, I don't give a whatever. I don't give a what you think about me. Ooh, I almost slipped up and said it. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what they saying about me. I'm good. I'm good. I'm pleasing myself. I'm pleasing God. Making sure that I do what God has placed in my heart to do. Making sure when it's all said and done that God is well pleased. And I hear those words say, well done, my good and faithful servant. And in the meantime, I'm going to laugh about some stuff. And I urge you to laugh. Listen, I wanted to come back on our first day and let you know about the healing power of laughter. I hope you learned something through this tonight and learned about the physical and spiritual benefits of laughter. It's very important. It's very important. I want you to share this with somebody. I want you to go back to the stream. If you're watching on Facebook, I'll make sure that you'll be able to put comments in, and I'll be looking at those comments. And I want you to really, really take a moment and think to yourself, self, am, am I too serious about life right now? Um, am I to the point where I forgot how to laugh? Get with some people that bring you joy. Call somebody that you know will make you laugh. Okay? Again, know this: laughter may not cure everything, but it certainly improves everything: your health, your mood, your relationships, and your outlook on life. Okay? Remember that. I want you to know that. And again, last but not least, and I'm going to leave you alone. Don't wait for life to get easy before you start laughing. Laugh now and watch the healing follow. Hey, listen, so glad that you were able to hang in there with me. I hope it didn't bore you. Um, but I wanted to share with you. Sharon, amen. Thank you for staying in touch with us. Thank you for tuning in. Karen, thanks for tuning in. All of you who are tuned in tonight, I'm going to make sure that I open up the comments so that you can comment on Facebook Live, on LinkedIn. And those of you who are watching on YouTube, you want to go back and watch this, and I will go back and watch the stream and answer any of your questions or comments. But thank you so much for sharing your time with me. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. Listen, on Thursday, we've got a keynote that we're going to be sharing. Let me see if I can get that information up. And that's going to be through Zoom. And you have to register for this, okay? You have to register for this. And I want you to, I'll put that information in the chat so you can get that. But we're going to have we're going to be doing a keynote through Zoom, and you'll have to register for this. And it's going to be on Thursday. It's going to be on Thursday at 7 p.m. Thursday at 7 p.m. And we're going to be talking about caregiving. Okay. We're going to be talking about caregiving and the sandwich generation. The sandwich generation. Okay. We're going to be talking about that. And it's going to be about not losing your mind. It's called Caught Between Love, Duty, and Identity. Caught between love, duty, and identity. I want to share that with you. And let me see, actually, if I can share that. No, I'll put it in the link so that you can get to it. But it's all about if you have or are living in the middle of caring for older parents or relatives while raising children and holding down your marriage and family, which is called the sandwich generation. I want you to tune into this. We're going to give you some help, some tips on how to handle that. And of course, laughter is going to be one of those things that we talk about. And so I'll put it in the chat so you can get to that. You got to email so you can get the link, though. You have to email me so that you can get the link. It's free. It's free. It's at 7 p.m. and it's going to be a Zoom call. So I'll put it in. Hey, thanks again. God bless you. You know what I always say, go out and meet needs and solve problems. And don't forget to laugh in the process. All right? God bless you. Thank you for being here. And hey, let's go ahead and get out of this, okay? Love you.